Hi, good morning, boys and girls. I'm Miss Carol, and it is so good to see you again today. I hope you guys had a great week. I know that I did. So today I'm here to give you another lesson. So before we get started, let's get our friend. Do you remember our friend from last week? It's Leo. Say hi, Leo. Hey, Leo, what do you have in your hand? Look, he's got something. Oh, it's an apple. Leo, why do you have an apple today? Oh, he's going to on his way home to go eat an apple for his snack. Such a good snack. Oh, he's saying that he was a little bit upset earlier because he really wanted an apple and they didn't have one. So he had to wait for his mom to go to the store and get an apple. He says he has a really hard time waiting. You know, Leo, we all have a really hard time waiting. So boys and girls, what are some other things that are hard to wait for? Yeah, sometimes it's hard to wait when we want to go play with our friends and it could be raining outside, and even nowadays it's hard to to wait and to go outside and play with our friends because of the pandemic. We have to wear a mask and we can't socialize like we used to. Yeah, I know that's really hard for some of you. I know it's really hard for me as well. So what was the very hardest thing for you to wait for? Like your birthday, that's something that's hard to wait when it's our birthday. We're waiting for our birthday party, isn't it? Now the toys that we'll get, yeah, that can be really hard to wait for as well. So sometimes when we're waiting, what can we can do things so that it helps the time to go faster. So what are some things that we can do to make the time go faster? We can color, we can read a book, or we can sing a song. There's all sorts of things that we can do. So I have a song that we can sing right now about being patient. Do you want to join me? Okay. So it goes to the tune of Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. I know a lot of you guys know that song. I am patient, I can wait, for my good will not be late. Yes, I know that good will come, because in God it's already done. I am patient, I can wait, for my good will not be late. Oh, Leo said he loves that song. He's so glad that he waited for that song. So he's going to go home and enjoy the apple, and we'll see him again later, okay? So boys and girls, another way to pass the time and to wait patiently is to meditate. So we're going to do another meditation right now. Sometimes when we do meditations, we can still our bodies and get quiet. And other meditations, we can move around a little bit. So this meditation is going to be a little bit different, okay? So we're going to use our imagination. So let's take a few deep breaths and we'll close our eyes, okay? Okay, so with your eyes closed, you can imagine a great big tree, and imagine that you're looking up into the tree. Oh, and you see apples in the tree. So raise your hand up and grab an apple. Oh, then pretend you have a nice big apple in your hand. So pretend to take a nice big bite. Oh, what a yummy apple. So now we're going to set the apple aside. And we notice that it has seeds in it. So we can take the seeds and we can plant the little bitty seeds in the ground. We dig a little hole and we put dirt on it. And we know that whenever we plant seeds, that there's always going to be apple trees around. Oh, what a great feeling. So boys and girls, go ahead and open your eyes. Isn't that a great meditation? Yeah, like a nice little prayer. So boys and girls, today we have a story about something else that grows in the ground. Who knows what this is? This is a carrot. Love carrots. So we're going to talk about carrots right now, okay? So this book is called The Carrot Seed. A little boy planted a carrot seed. His mother said, "I'm afraid it won't come up." His father said, "I'm afraid it won't come up." And his big brother said, "It won't come up." Every day, the little boy pulled up the weeds around the seed and sprinkled the ground with water. But nothing came up. And nothing came up. Everyone kept saying, "It won't come up." But he still pulled up the weeds around it every day and sprinkled the ground with water. And then one day, a carrot came up, just as the little boy knew it would. He got a carrot just like this one. Isn't that amazing? So boys and girls, that's a great story. So what do you think about that story? So what did the little boy do to help his carrot grow? He pulled the weeds out and he gave it water. He planted it and put soil on there. Soil is like dirt, so he put dirt on it and he gave it water. Why do you think it took so long for the carrot to grow? Sometimes things take a long time to happen, don't they? Like we have to wait a long time for our birthdays. We have to wait a long time for Mom to make dinner. So sometimes things take a long time, a lot longer than we think sometimes. So I wonder what was happening to the little seed while we were waiting so long, while the little boy was waiting. What do you think was happening? The little seed was growing into a big carrot, wasn't it? It started out as a teeny tiny seed that you could barely see, and somehow it grew into a great big carrot. Wow, it's amazing. So, what about you? Can you see yourself when you're growing? Sometimes we can't, can we? Sometimes we grow almost like it's invisible. You know, when you were born, you were a little baby and you had to learn how to walk and talk. And then you were 1 year old and then 2 years old. Then you waited and you grew a little bit more. Then you're 3 years old. And then you grew a little more for another year and you were 4 years old. And some of you are even 5 years old. Wow. That's a lot of growing, isn't it? But it's kind of invisible. You don't just wake up one day and say, "Oh, I'm 3 and now I'm 4. Not, well, when it's your birthday you do, but not throughout the year, huh? On that one special day of the year, you do wake up and you're another year. But normally, throughout the year, we don't really notice when we're growing. It's like all of a sudden our clothes might be too small or our shoes might be too tight on us, and then we know, wow, we've been growing. So that's how fruits and vegetables grow as well. So there's a lot of things that happen that we can't see, that are invisible. So sometimes good things take a long time, just like the carrot grew. So God does many, many invisible things. And God makes, just like making carrots grow, and you know, Leo had an apple, so that grew as well on a tree. So God is in everyone and everything, but we don't always see God, do we? So instead we see God in other things. So we see God when we know that the apple is growing on a tree and that the carrot is growing underground. And when people do nice things for us, we know that that is God in them. So even when we don't expect it, good things happen to us. Like when someone gives us a hug or when they let us have the first turn. So what are other good things that happen to you? Sometimes like when your mom makes cookies, that's a great thing to happen. Or maybe when you get to go to the park. Or even just playing with your mom and dad and your brothers and sisters. Those are great things to happen. So aren't you glad that you waited for those things when they happen? A lot of times it's so much fun that it's like, oh, we're so glad that we waited for those things. So boys and girls, I hope that you enjoyed this lesson. And so during the week when you're finding that you have to wait, there's things now that you know that when we wait, good things can really happen. So boys and girls, I hope you have a great week. Oh, here's Leo again. All right, so bye-bye. We'll see you next week.